Hello.
Hiya.
Hello. Thank you so much for watching obviously the Bendy and the Dark Revival playthrough. So this is just a quick little bonus video
Bonusu.
showing off the archives. So after you complete the game, you unlock this archives, which I guess is basically just a bonus room. So yeah, let's just jump
Dive right in.
do some reading.
Yep.
Which is why we probably separated them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Look at it.
The Archives. Welcome to the Archives. Bendy and the Dark Revival is filled with numerous characters that each had an official role to play in the progression of the game. Here in the Archives, you'll learn a little bit more about them, in an up-close and personal way. Feel free to explore.
Oh,
I
God.
just realized...
I do not have my glasses on.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Whoopsie.
I'll get through this.
Bendy. Will you?
I don't think I can get through this without my
I
glasses.
think we're gonna have to take a quick break, get the glasses.
Okay, I'm back.
Returned.
Okay, anyway. Bendy. Bendy, the iconic imp, was redesigned for Dark Revival to stand out a bit from his traditional cartoon appearance by giving him a suit of clothes.
Oh.
He posed some minor challenges, specifically creating a face that sported the classic Bendy eerie smile, but still managed to be heartwarming in the right conditions. He is a fan favourite, so his design had to be just right. During production, we originally envisioned Bendy to talk with a series of cute squeaks.
Aw.
To contrast the dark, low voice of the Ink Demon. But this turned out to be very distracting, and the idea was scrapped pretty early on. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people would just be like, oh, he's so cute. Alright, let's go left.
I think we see Wilson over there. Wilson.
Cartoon Wilson. Wilson was a difficult character to balance. At first, the players are purposely led to believe he is a one-note character, purposely, obviously evil with an over-the-top villain personality.
Mm-hmm.
But as the story progresses, we see other sides of the character, and the player becomes muddled with who this man really is. In one draft, Wilson was written as a servant of Nathan Arch Jr., a separate character at the time.
Oh.
But the story made far more sense when the two characters became one, eliminating a lot of needless narrative complexity.
So he is Nathan Arch Jr.
Yeah, that's where we remembered. That's
Yeah.
when he was saying that's his dad.
Yeah.
Nathan Arch was his dad.
Dun dun dun.
So that's interesting.
Nice.
So they were originally going to be separate, but then they were
Yeah.
like, no, we'll get rid of that. It's too complicated.
Yeah.
Audrey.
Audrey
is a kind-hearted rogue with courage, determination, some flaws, and a deep, dark past. To make our story work, we needed a newcomer to the cartoon studio world, and Audrey was the perfect fresh eyes to help experience the adventure.
Experience
it's
the
a
adventure,
bit-
maybe?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a bit of a maybe,
Yeah.
or help to experience the adventure if that was a typo or
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoopsies.
From day one of production, we knew that if people didn't connect with Audrey by the end of the game itself wouldn't be successful. Fortunately, she turned out to be quite memorable indeed, and stands out from the other members of the cast. Oh, is there something in the bin?
A fish.
Harold!
Harold the fish.
Too much dry air, not enough fish food.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Harold! Oh no!
Oh no, Harold. Butcher gang,
The Butcher Gang. Barley, Charlie, and Edgar, the three original members of the Butcher Gang, were formed from the Ink Machine, deconstructed by Alice Angel for body parts, and bond together to stay alive with sneak attacks on their prey. In Dark Revival, we meet an artificial fourth member of the gang, Carly, the ghost
Oh
girl.
yeah, we know her.
Oh yeah. Although, when you begin to examine her closely, Carly appears to only be a shell, with perhaps someone inside. Oh.
Someone inside.
Okay. Is it just the same if I...
Butcher
Okay,
gang,
it's just the
butcher
same
gang, butcher
dialogue.
gang. Yeah.
It's the same dialogue for each one.
Butcher
But it's
gang,
like,
butcher
it's...
gang. Who's examiner? Yeah, you see the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the eyes. What if all of a sudden she just went, "Wah!"
Oh god, could you imagine?
Not again. What's that on the over there?
Oh!
The Watcher.
Keepers.
Keeper, sorry.
Nice, good eye. The Keepers. Wilson's deadly guards and scientists. They aren't perfect, but the Keepers will get the job done, no matter the cost. They are responsible for pressing the Ink Demon inside a smaller form, keeping his power sealed away, until Audrey came along and unknowingly changed the situation. With the psh,
Yep.
The Keepers were visually designed to reflect the dangers and evils of the ink machine itself. Faceless beings made of gears and wires, with no sense of morality, ordered around like cattle. A creation living without purpose. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, look at them. Look at them hands.
Ugh.
Ugh. Yeah, like look at that one. Jesus.
Yeah.
Ugh. So anyway, let's go in here.
Oh, there's more as well.
Yeah. Sammy Lawrence, the famous music composer of the studio, who shows up for a couple of seconds in the finale. Sammy Lawrence originally had a slightly larger role in the story of Dark Revival, but in a story already filled with so many characters, making them all play a meaningful part became a challenge. He was ultimately sidelined in favor of telling a more coherent storyline. Although it is interesting to note that Sammy Lawrence appears to have mastered the flow ability in Bendy and the Ink Machine long before Porter and Audrey could wield it. Remember,
or weld it.
Wield it. Weld it. Oh god.
Whoopsie.
Oops, there might be another typo there, but yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That is a good point. Going through the walls.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Big guy.
Yeah, the big guy.
Check out the big guy. Oh, and there's
more on the side as well. Alice Angel, the self-appointed queen of the studio. Alice Angel is one of the most memorable faces in the Bendy world. Yeah. Forever lost in a tide of insanity, she is an absolute delight to write for as a character. An angel with many layers, time will only tell if this inky temptress will ever reappear.
Dun 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 dun.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like, because it's a cycle thing. She keeps destined to die every time. Oh, Amok!
Lord Amok.
Lord Amok. Hang on, try to angle it so you can see properly. There we go. Ruler of a sewer cult, Lord Amok illustrates how the world of the ink had continued to develop into different societies deep within the darkest places. Though he was weak in a fight, his name will simply never die. Don't say.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's a pretty good name. Oh my.
Oh, hello.
Ship ahoy,
hello,
Dudley.
you. There you go. Ship ahoy, Dudley. The demented invention of Wilson, created to serve the dual purpose of dethroning the ink demon in the cartoon world, and also upstaging Joey Drew in the eyes of Wilson's father, Nathan Arch. That's what I said the whole thing, trying to erase Joey Drew's influence. Neither of these happened. Ship ahoy Dudley is a mysterious sailor with his own eerie grin, similar to that of Bendy. Along with his sidekick, Crackle the Crab, it is unknown just what kind of cartoon adventures they would have had together. Oh, that explains the crab legs.
Yeah.
That explains the legs.
Crackle the Crab. There he is.
It was the crab. Well, that explains the legs it had. The King Widow. Ink widows have begun to infest where the light grows darkest. Their king, the biggest and most feared, will only emerge from his nest when its young are threatened. Oh dear. That's what we did.
So we just whacked his babies.
Just whacked his babies. Lurker. The Lurker, or Steve, as he became to be known, was originally created as a brute-type enemy that would free roam the way Lost Ones do. Oh God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
But
seeing that.
Yeah, you're just looking around, you're trying to sneak past all these Lost Ones, and then this guy just shows up.
Pardon me.
Hey, excuse you. But ultimately felt unnecessary as the random ink demon encounters already fulfilled the role of putting the player putting the player on edge while exploring previously traversed locations. So it sounds like he would show up when you backtrack.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. In the end, the Lurker found a much better calling as an unlikely ally, effectively expanding him into more than just a typical enemy.
Yeah. That's a big side quest.
as a big side quest that took half an hour to figure out.
Yep.
That's what a lot of these seem to have in common, was that originally we were going to have this, but we decided it might be a bit too much and overcomplicated, so we just decided not to do it.
Strip it back. Make it simple.
Because even with the Sammy Lawrence thing, it was like, he was originally going to play a major role.
Yeah.
Maybe like an Alice Angel type of role where she has her moment in the spotlight, but yeah.
Kind of gets a little over bloated and complicated.
Yeah. Bit too much going on in one game.
Yeah.
Porter. As the cycle was held in place, and with the influence of the Ink Demon held at bay, the cartoon world was able to grow and advance, creating such characters as Porter, a lost one who came to claim a new identity as an explorer. Porter was written with the knowledge that Dark Revival would feature a far more serious tone than the first game of Bendy and the Ink Machine, and his light-hearted innocence would help the player feel some warmth in this inky world of sorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
It definitely did feel more serious.
Because it's like, oh, know what we're doing now.
Heidi.
It is believed that Heidi had spent some time in the pit, a prison set up by Wilson and the Keepers. It is unclear why, but mostly likely.
But mostly likely.
But most likely she was able to access places she shouldn't have. The experience in the pit changed her, as it does many, reverting her into a childlike state, longing for happiness again. Okay? Alright, try to be careful.
I think it might just be this. We got Ink
Oh,
Demon
it's both!
and Beast Bendy.
Anyway, the Ink Demon. As the world of Dark Revival became more complex and established, we realised the Ink Demon's design needed a complete rethink to match our new tone. Previous versions of his appearance looked absolutely silly when placed in the world alongside the other characters. Yeah, could you imagine the Ink Machine Bendy?
Yeah.
Yeah. No amount of creepy music or screen effects could conceal how out of place he looked. The Ink Demon needed to look different than everything else in the world, and show a natural progression of the Ink Demon's evolution as Wilson held the cycle in place.
Just kind of like he got worse.
Yeah, like,
of
you
thing.
know, when you remember him in the Ink Machine, what he looked like?
Yeah.
Just looked like almost like a human, like, Bendy.
Yeah.
With just the normal Bendy face on it, but the features, but his body shape looked very human.
Yeah.
Almost like skeletal human. But it's like, yeah, because it's held in place and time's gone on, it's just like, he's mutated.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
And then he got big.
Beast Bendy. Returning for the climax of Dark Revival, Beast Bendy also was revisited with the mindset of making him far more powerful and beast-like. Yeah, I've noticed he worked out his legs. He gotta work it with his legs. Traditionally, in most horror games, they tend to build to a point where the main villain becomes a final form monster as a final boss. It's practically a trope. Our idea? What if you got to play as that final form instead?
Yeah.
Kinda did like a reverse...
Yeah.
Kind of like, just like, did like almost like a reverse,
Reverse on it. Flip.
Yeah, flipped it and reversed, like, oh, you know what it is? Subverted it.
Yeah.
That's the word I'm looking for, subverted it. Alright.
Joey Drew.
Joey Drew Memory. The man, the legend, the memory. Creating this version of Joey Drew was both an exciting and daunting process. Or process. However you want to pronounce it.
However you say it.
It was clear from the start that this Joey would be different from the one from the original Bendy and the Ink Machine game. This was a man with all the guilt from a past life, but without the experience to fully understand it.
Yeah.
The real Joey Drew made many mistakes, but ultimately learned from them. This doesn't absolve him of his sins, but at the end of his life, he was able to help correct some of them, and help fight the darkness he created. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like redemption.
Yeah.
Went through a bit of a redemption arc of his own. Betty!
Betty.
A faithful maid, among other things, to Wilson. Betty was an important character to the story of Dark Revival. As a failed experiment, and someone relatively new to the cartoon studio, she was able to give a somewhat different point of view on the state of the world. We have purposely left it unclear if Betty was in on Wilson's plot to harvest Audrey, or if she was just a bystander. Behind her mask, there are still answers to be found. So left it deliberately ambiguous. Let's go in here. Real world.
Real world.
The real world. That'd be funny. Oh.
Oh, Nathan Arch, the daddy.
Yeah, the daddy. Nathan Arch Sr. Nathan Arch was everything Joey Drew wasn't. He worked hard, built up from nothing, and never compromised his integrity. Joey had big dreams, but Nathan accomplished his own dreams. He and his wife Tessa raised a son with as much love and care as they could despite Nathan's career pressures. Sadly, his son did not share Nathan's natural talent for business and enterprise, as we found out.
Yeah. Audrey.
Normal Audrey. The unknowing daughter of an animation pioneer, Audrey has blocked out the memory of her past after losing her father. But his role in her life was not over. A talented animator and artist, her skills landed her a job at Archgate. Was it fate that led her to reunite with Joey Drew's machine? The machine of her birth? Or was it planned?
Dun dun dun. Questions.
I was just checking. There's Wilson. Yeah. Wilson, haunted by the impossible shadow of Nathan Arch, Wilson sought to achieve something that would make his father proud. By luck, he stumbled upon the ink machine and was able to become the cartoon world's new master. Holding the cycle in place, he continued his experiments that could not be fully realized until the ink demon was purged. However, unnaturally entering to and from the ink realm has taken a toll on Wilson's physical being, slowly robbing him of his health. Like his eye.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why he's like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
These are the posters.
Yeah, I was just checking to make sure there's like a little... Oh!
Oh.
Audrey's donut! No, you can't have it. Audrey.
Audrey.
No.
You can't have my donuts.
No donut.
The cycle breakers.
The cycle breakers.
Hey, Henry
Stein. The original cycle breaker. Henry Stein is the ghost of a... Henry Stein is the ghost of a man who lost his purpose years ago. Once fueled with finding a way to escape the tortures of the ink demon and finding his way home to his wife, Henry is now left with the cold reality of being a recreation of the person he thought he was. Saved as a special surprise for fans of the Bendy and the Ink Machine game, Henry was strictly omitted from all public discussion of the character during the entire production, which spanned several years. But Henry returned with a very satisfying face reveal.
Yeah.
It's like they deliberately... So basically, in other words, they deliberately didn't talk about him at all, because they knew if they did, he might get leaked.
Yeah.
His existence in the game might have been leaked. Anyway. Allison. Returning for another victory over the Ink Demon, Allison is always the voice of reason, a beacon of hope. Allison's design was carefully upgraded from the previous Bendy and the Ink Machine game to maintain her personality, but with more fidelity. The purpose of meeting Allison so early in the campaign was to introduce the player to a familiar face after the main introduction. At the start, Allison was able to serve as the motivating force for Audrey until the true plot kicked in later.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was
kind of like the
early
support.
In the game. Yeah.
Kind of like the support to keep going. Tom!
Hey, it's me.
It's you! Oh my god, look at the scars. Look at the scarring.
Yeah.
Oh, cheeks.
Looks like he's smiling too. Is he smiling? Kind of.
A little bit.
A little bit. He's got his teeth showing.
Yeah. Tom is Allison's silent protector, and the only Boris clone involved in the main story.
Yeah.
Where is Boris the Wolf? Rumor has it that during the events of the game, Boris is experiencing a dark survival story of his own.
Boris DLC?
No.
Boris expansion?
No, Thomas. It's a reference to Boris and the Dark Survival, which is a mobile game.
Oh, I see. It's already a game.
It's already a game. It's a mobile game. So that's kind of like just a little reference.
That's cool.
Apparently you could actually spot Boris the Wolf while you're playing the main story of the game.
Oh, really?
If you're quick enough.
Yeah.
I think there's like 2 appearances if you can see him very quickly.
Yeah.
There you go. The Ink Machine. Designed by Thomas Connor of the Gent Corporation, stolen by Joey Drew, retrieved by Archgate, and once again reclaimed by Gent, the Ink Machine's next adventure is a mystery.
Part 3!
Part 3. Yeah.
I wonder if it'll still be called Bendy then.
Ink.
Because
Bendy's out.
Bendy's out.
Unless the Bendy is a recreation of Bendy.
Yeah.
That Audrey had, created.
Yeah.
Recreated her little friend.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like, because the Ink Machine is designed for the Ink Demon to be its ruler.
Yeah.
So the Ink Demon, in a way, has to exist.
Yeah.
But yeah, looks like that's everything.
Looks like that's everything. Yeah. Well, that was nice. It was a bit smaller than the other one.
Yeah, it's smaller than the other one, but it did contain a few little behind the scenes hints of originally it was going to be, we were going to have these characters were going to play a bigger role, or originally the Wilson thing were going to be 2 separate characters, or that kind of stuff. But it's like, okay, But yeah, it was just generally like a portfolio kind of thing, but also, yeah. There we go. That's
there we
it.
go.
Now that's it.
Now that's Bendy and the Dark Revival.
That truly is the end of Bendy and the Dark Revival.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to this bonus episode.
Yeah, this bonus little episode. This is gonna be a mixture of a bonus video / update. My big brother here,
Hello.
he's gonna be going away for a while. So, in a nutshell, I'm gonna be taking over the channel.
Nick's taking over the channel.
for the next several months.
Yep.
There's gonna be solo playthroughs for quite a while.
Yep.
And hopefully I don't mess anything up along the way.
You'll be fine. You'll do great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just probably expect a nice blend of maybe not as much horror, maybe just a few of games that I like to show off.
Yep.
Maybe a little bit of horror if I'm feeling up to it.
Yeah.
Maybe not as much horror, but definitely some variety. Maybe expect a bit more variety going forward.
Yeah.
But I'm at least glad we were able to finish Bendy and the Dark Revival before, together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is it for this bonus video / update. I guess channel update.
Yep.
Thank you so much for watching, and you will see me.
Yeah.
You'll see me next time on whatever game I'm playing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.